Love me do, oh, love me do. Someone to love, somebody new, someone to love.
The police appear to be bundling a wee old man into the back of the van. But it's none of their business, it's nothing to do with Bollox Court. And then there's a wee bit of love down at the Bollox Court. Down at the Bollox Court, you can fall in love, you can fall in love, you can fall in love, you can fall in love. At the Bollox Court, at the Bollox Court, they fell in love. There that old guy getting lifted, we've given him a wee song. Remember Johnny Rotten had a song that was like, this is not a love song. This is the Bollox campaign. So we are at the Nevermind the Bollox Court, Clydebank Bandstand. Right, on the 25th of June 2025. Right, and we're saying no to Russia war, no more brother wars. We're saying Scotland is for the Scots. We're encouraging people not to pay the state levies. And this particular one we're drawing attention to, don't pay council tax. Protect all races, nations and ethnicities. Right? And here we are. The Scots say no to war for Israel. And then we've got the judicial monstering people. I'll keep it here and let you read that for yourself. Corrupt, unworthy, narcissistic, traitorous scoundrels within the Scottish Government and Judiciary. And then we've got a couple of books that we're going to show for the day. You can get these books and have a wee look at what he's saying. So, and here we are, moving on, we have no British blood for Iran war. And continuing, we're saying Scots people must come first for social housing. Right? And then it's secure our borders. There the Polish turned up. Exit the who, we were never a right folk, we've got company. Hey. I need you to hold the camera for me. Keep that camera on me, mate, there are Polish coming. Can you take some footage of the police?
There's a Polish.
Right. Right, I need to read this out. Right.
Jimmy Blast, you're not coming here.
Okay, so today, on the 25th of June 2025, here we have deployed Bollox Court to Clydebank in defiance of the traitor, Councillor Jim Bollox. And they've recently celebrated Refugee Week.
We point,
highlighted the Windrush.
they're all traitors, all the councillors,
Yes.
all of them. They're not representing all of the people, they're only selecting left-wing lunatics to represent.
Representing themselves, my lord.
That's correct, yes.
So Windrush happened because corporations struck up a deal to sell commercial tickets for profit on an old German hospital ship that was originally designed to take people to holidays in the Baltic and all that. The corporations, the three corporations happened to be Jewish, and they were Jewish-owned entities. One, the Jamaican Gleaner newspaper. Two, the owners of the New Zealand Shipping Company. And three, the Minister of Transport. The Prime Minister at the time was Clement Attlee. The Minister for Labour and National Service, George Isaacs. And they had no idea that the Windrush people were coming. And if we inspect the minutes from the Houses of Commons and the articles in the press at the time, they said they had no idea who had invited them. They were embarrassed about it, and they hoped that no more would follow. These people were not invited here to rebuild our country. They bought tickets to Britain from people who had no right to invite them here in the first place, in order to build better lives for themselves. We were never asked about it, our parents were never asked about it, our grandparents and great-grandparents. We were never consulted, not once. We were never asked, because the answer would have been no. In the meantime, it is important to make a point that Bothwell Bridge was built by white people. The Battle of Bothwell Bridge was another brother war fought by white people against white people. Jim Bollox of Western Bartonshire Council said that the banner White Minority 2066 is overtly racist. We contend that it's overtly racially aware, and it's an accepted statement of fact according to the Guardian newspaper. You.gov. And if you ask your AI on your phone, I'm sure it comes up with 2060, say the answer it will come up with. And these are the big large language models of AI. Diversity is anti-white, and that is a mere statement of fact. What contribution is that, Councillor Paul? What contribution is that these people have brought to Clydebank? What enormous richness! What enormous richness is here at Clydebank? We've got a problem with immigration, and we want to stop it so that we can have a conversation. Now, the recent tirade that a Councillor Bollox could get away with, and the District Council, that was just a load of nonsense. It was an absolute load of nonsense. And just a reminder, Councillor Bollox, that racist is a word that was invented by Leon Trotsky in 1921 to cudgel debate, to shut people down. Ah, you're a racist, you're a racist. Nothing can be further from the truth. Here at the Never Mind the Bollox campaign, we are all racially aware. There are people of mixed race in the Bollox campaign. However, they agree with what it says on a particular banner for them.
Protect the pensioners.
Right? So, this is the Never Mind the Bollox campaign. Make up your banner and come along. Councillor Oaksley accused us of being racist, xenophobic and fascist, which nothing can be further from the truth. What we're saying is that Iran's for the Iranians, Syria for the Syrians, Israel must stop bombing Palestine, they must stop bombing Gaza, and open its borders for Palestinian refugees.
Correct.
They need to learn to live together, whether they like it or not. We're saying no to the war in Iran. Why should we be going to war with Iran on behalf of Israel? All the recent wars that we've all had, we were all going to war for Israel. Israel controls our government, they're controlling the American government, and it's time that these ties were brought out into the open. We don't want this war in Ukraine to stop. Another waste of European life, just wasted. And Liz Truss was listening very, very clearly to the Russian.
Say it again.
Well, welcome to Never Mind the Bollox Court, 25th of June 2025, here at Clydebank. And today we're sitting in chambers. And today we're going to speak to Sheriff James McKenna of the Never Mind the Bollox Court. And James, Sheriff McKenna, is going to tell Bollox Sheriff McKenna, may I add, is going to tell us about the book, Judicial Monstering. So, James, Sheriff McKenna.
This book here, written by this gentleman here, no longer a sheriff, removed from his position as a sheriff,
Yes.
because he was
putting vulgar words on the internet,
Right.
vulgar in the eyes of its fellow judicial members.
Yes.
Calling the chair of the Scottish Child Abuse Inquiry evil, for example.
Yeah.
And she's covering up for establishment child abuse. They all are.
Yeah.
They all are. Now,
And how long's your campaign? Go on, Sheriff, again.
So this is the Graham's Cafe, there the Canal Bridge, and there's the Nevermind the Bollox got. So that's what Clydebank people get to see when they're sitting getting their coffee and at Graham's Cafe. And they get to see this spectacle, and Councillor Bolin et al., they want to absolutely smash freedom of speech. They don't want us saying these things. We're saying we don't want a war with Russia, we don't want a war with Iran. We're saying Scotland should be for Scots people, start putting Scottish people first. Protect all races, nations and ethnicities. And we're encouraging people not to pay the state levies, pay no council tax. Say no to war for Israel. There we go.